Good morning, Indianapolis. We are talking about the Indianapolis Colts today here on Dynasty Pylon. We're going to talk about the rosters, rookies, and many more, and the schedule and how well they're going to do here on Dynasty Pylon. Let's get it started. What is up? Good morning, good morning, good morning, Derpy. How are you, my friend? Thanks for coming in. All right, so the Colts. Interesting year last year. First year under the head coach Shane Steichen, right? Went 9-8. You ask me, is your first year being head coach of NFL football team? 9-8 isn't too bad. So let's see how they do this year. But the year before that, before him, it didn't turn out too well. I mean, they didn't make playoffs that year or the year before that actually, and they lost against the Texans, which was basically the year that they were supposed to go into 2022. I think they finished the year before that was 4-12-1. They had that tie, so it didn't look so hot last year. Again, the Week 18 loss against the Texans detrimental. So they didn't make the playoffs, which sucked. They needed that. So anyway, moving on. What have they done last year? Well, Anthony Richardson came in, one of the most sought out athletic quarterbacks that's ever come in. I believe in him. I think this guy's going to be the truth. I think I'm happy for them that they have him. He's really good. But we'll talk about how him and his training camp went. Obviously, we just got that done for OTAs for the last 3 days. They had Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we'll talk about that as we get into them. But Anthony Richardson, of course, being the 4th overall pick last year, and we all know kind of went out last year, and then Gardner Minshew had to basically take over. Gardner Minshew kind of basically was at the helm for the most of the time. So I think he played basically from week 6 and on, I believe, right? It was like Anthony Richardson the first 4 weeks, and then Dunzo. So coming back, obviously, Gardner Minshew kind of took over, but he's no longer with them now with the Las Vegas Raiders. So, yeah, it's interesting. Hopefully, Raiders can work him out, but of course, we're expected to be Richardson fully healthy back. So it's going to be very interesting what we see what the Colts do. I'm excited for them. I think they're going to do really good, as I did last year. Unfortunately, Richardson went down, and again, but maybe that was a good thing. I don't know. I'm a firm believer of having the rookies kind of sit out for the first year and learn, which maybe he probably did under Gardner Minshew. I mean, Gardner Minshew's he's been in the league for a while. He's done it. He knows the thing. He he has that role where he can kind of step in, kind of get it done. So I'm actually not for the fact that he got injured, but I am kind of happy that it worked out the way I kind of wanted it. We could sit down and learn and kind of adjust to the game and kind of have a visual from the sidelines. I don't know. It could be a good thing, and we'll see how it turns out this year. But for this coming sake of the Colts, the man's taking over. So we'll see what happens. But let's talk about. Let me adjust this camera real quick. But let's talk about how the draft went. Right. So Leatu, edge out of UCLA, very good. If you haven't heard his story is a very amazing story. This man almost didn't play football ever again. Like ever again. I think it was his sophomore year in college. I could be wrong, but there was a point in college career where he could not play anymore. They said his football days were done. He had an injury to his neck, and they literally told him, "Yeah, you can't play another down, or else you're getting injured." I think maybe it was freshman year or something like that, but basically he took the whole time the next year, and he was determined to play again. There was nothing else that mattered in his life. There was nothing else that he could have done that mattered to him. He went through like a weird depression, um, and he kind of like just worked at it and slowly kind of gained like some confidence. I said, I'm not done with this game, and continuously just kept training on his off time and just kept going. And there's a whole documentary on it, but either way, I kind of forgot it, but he basically said, "F you," I'm coming back. So he kind of went back, got from his injury, and then now went to UCLA, and he had an amazing year there. So, and now he was the 15th overall here pick for the Colts. Now, a lot of people are still wondering if he's going to get injured or not, but I mean, I don't think so. I think he kind of adjusted on how his play time. Obviously, he's got to keep his head up. You don't want to put that injury, um, bring it back. So, but Latu, edge at UCLA, he's going to be amazing. I think he's going to be a very good asset to this team. So he's going to learn under Kwity Paye, probably more than likely, or if not, take the other side and take Samson's side. So we don't know. I don't know, but whatever they have at Colts. But I do think that this line is pretty good. So having Latu there should be very interesting. Then they took Adeline Mitchell out of Texas for the second pick, and then Matt Goncalves out of Pittsburgh for an offensive tackle, and then Bartoloni, the center out of Wisconsin, Anthony Gold, Jalen Charles, Jalen Simpson, Mike Abraham, and then Jonathan Lalo out of Oklahoma. So these guys, like they all came in. They had a lot of draft picks. They basically flipped this team. It's still a very good young team. Even with these additional draft picks, it should be very interesting. That I think that it's going to be a brute force. It's a very young team, and I expect this team to be very good with the years to come. Of course, the main block in the road right now would be the Texans on how high-powered offense they just immersed out of nowhere. So that should be their greatest challenge. And then, of course, you have Trevor Lawrence, who just extended for 3 years, 4 years, was it? 4 years. But he's still a talented guy. I think they just need to give him some weapons. So we'll see how the Jags do. Again, I'm not too concerned about them right now. We're talking about the Colts. And what's up, Alex? How are you doing, man? So happy my Colts got Latu, dude. He's going to be is a beast for our defense. I believe so. I believe so. As long as that injury doesn't reimmerse and occur, and he gets, I don't ever want a player to get hurt. I really don't. Like if they get hurt, hopefully it's nothing serious and they're out a few weeks and then they come back. Like hamstring at most. Like if that's the case, I don't ever want to see it. So that's kind of how I hope his career will go, that he's going to go without injury. But of course, that injuries happen. So I'm excited for him. So with Latu and Mitchell as the additions, it should be very interesting for the Colts. But let's talk about this offense before we go on. It's defense and the schedule. So obviously Anthony Richards at the helm, and then Joe Flacco, which turns out last week they had a very good practice. Joe Flacco was tearing it up. And honestly, if you ask me, between him and Teddy Bridgewater are probably the best backups I feel like are in the league. Maybe aside from Justin Field now, because now he's so those three are probably the best backups you can probably have. The talent is going to be so detrimental that you're not going to have a guy who you can't trust. These guys actually get it done. Joe Flacco, I can't believe is just tearing it up. Let me see if I can pull up the roster here with Shane Steichen as head coach and getting Cooter's offensive coordinator and then Bradley as defensive coordinator. So I mean, with Joe Flacco, here we go. Joe Flacco, I think, was 39. I mean, the guy is like, if you ask me, that's ancient in football. Like, it's just like, unless you're Aaron Rodgers, there's only a few people that can do it. So what's up, Tua? Good morning, man. So yeah, Joe Flacco had a really good week last week, obviously running with the ones, and Richardson. There was a case where they asked him how does it feel. He goes, well, sometimes I wake up with a sore, shoulder, and sometimes it feels good. Other times, I just can't do anything. So it seems like he's still in the process. I mean, he's coming towards that back end stretch where, like, when we get closer to August, he should be okay by then. I think it'd be like just under a year at that point because he got hurt in week 4. So he should be good by then. Like if the Colts had a game today, he'd probably be out there. Let's just be honest. So, but I guess they're playing it safe. Obviously, they don't want to hurt the young future quarterback of this team. Obviously, he's got the talent, he's got the speed, he's got the athletic ability, he's got the strength, he's got everything they need. I've been saying this for years. If he fixes up that accuracy, this guy can be one of the greatest QBs we've ever seen. But give him some time. Give him, let him be healthy, and then give him some time behind center for a couple years. I guarantee you, this guy's going to be legit, like probably one of the greats. I think so. But hey, that's just I believe in him. We'll see how it goes. I really hope for the best for them because I really like him and Michael Pittman. Those are one of my favorite players on that team, and I feel like they have very good careers go ahead of them. So as for Richardson, though, he only threw for a little bit, kind of went off, and then he did okay. And then they kind of pulled him, and I think he's doing some extra work here in the next coming weeks. After usually they have OTAs, they usually have like this break. I think it's like 3 weeks or so before the actual season. So, yeah. So yeah, Tua coming in if everyone's healthy. I mean, everyone. I give them 9. No, 8. Okay. All right, man. Have a good meeting. Hopefully it's not too stressful, and hopefully it's just one of those you could just sit there and do nothing. So, all right, man. Thanks for coming in. So Tua gave us 8. Tua gave us 8. All right. So Alex, if you need to go at any point or you're just watching, dude, please give me your record if you have to go. I much appreciate that. It goes for all of you. If you guys got to go and you got to swing by real quick, think of the record of what you guys are going to think they can do or will do. And towards the end of the episode, I'll have you into the account. So, and we'll adjust our chart. So, again, Richardson had some soreness. Doesn't want to stress it out too much. Again, wakes up sometimes and it's sore, sometimes it's not. So it's looking like it's getting better. He's thrown a little bit, but he's not doing too much to it. He's got to talk to his health team, and saying what's going on with it, like how much he can stress it out throughout this time. Because during the next 3 weeks, they're on their own. Like they and then training camp starts, and then it's like, okay, careful, don't do anything stupid, because he wants to throw with his receivers. He wants to go off the side, and he wants to throw with Mitchell, Downs, and Pittman and Pierce, which Pierce had a very good few couple of days. So looking like he's trusting, that trust is right there a lot. So but again, I can't argue that with Flacco and Richardson is a very good. If Richardson can't play, I trust Flacco. Flacco still gets it done, despite how old he is. What's up, Rasta? How are you? Hey, that's my line. Good morning, good evening, good night. What's up, dude? How are you? I swung by your show the other day, man. I just watched a little bit. But you were so focused on your underdog draft that I kind of swung by for a little bit, said what's up, and then yeah, I had to leave. But yeah, it looked like you guys were having some fun. So it was like a Dynasty draft or something. But yeah, I think it was it last night? I don't know. All my days are mix ups. But anyways, moving on. Weapons. Let's see. Jelani Woods, right? Big thunderous dude, gets it done. Michael Pittman just a powerhouse. Donnie Mitchell should be at. Josh Downs at some speed. Alex Pierce, obviously. These guys can get it done. Richardson trusts these guys. He can get it done. I believe that this is a good crew for him. And with Michael Pittman immersely getting better, I think that they are a force to be, dealt with. Like they are not going to be an easy team to handle, because the interior line with Kelly, Fries, and Nelson, like that's a very good interior line. Those that's quarterback stream right there. These 3 guys can get it done. Like I don't see many sacks happening here. I don't. That's probably one of the best lines in the league right now. Probably I don't know, top 10 for sure, maybe even 5. I believe. Richardson doesn't take a lot of sacks either, so I do see this team going to be pretty good. Uh, Again, we'll see how it goes, but the line's pretty good. The weapons are pretty good. Richardson's healthy. Then you got Jonathan Taylor and then Evan Hall back there as well. Trey Sermon, I look in. I'm not too big on. We'll see how it goes. They signed him to see how kick the tires on him. Honestly, I wouldn't surprise me if Trey Sermon is going to be the kick return guy. This kick return thing is going to change in the NFL. It's not even like more of like full speed running. It's more of like it's a whole new aspect now. They have to make plays. It's crazy. So it wouldn't surprise me if Trey Sermon's their return guy. So we'll see. I mean, a lot of teams are kind of facing the whole running back situation, making them return guys. So a lot of teams are doing that right now. So yeah, I saw you. Rush comes in. I saw you. Also, okay, so you did tell me. Appreciate you stopping by. I did eventually put your comment up, but yeah, we were focused on $25. So it was a best ball. Okay, yeah, I did. It was a 1.5 million on the line. Right. So yeah, yeah. I swung by real quick. I didn't see you look at my comment at all. So it's you were so focused, dude. By the way, you grew a nice looking goatee there. Looks cool. So guys, if you guys want mock drafts or whatnot, go to Get Right Fantasy Network over there. They do mock drafts on Friday night. So but yeah. No, don't worry, man. You were I saw that face. You were just like so focused. I was like, yeah, this man this man's on one right now. Okay, moving on. Actually, let's obviously Dynasty. Jonathan Taylor, you're not gonna get. Like, it's just if you can, you probably gonna have to like. He's still young. He's still good. He's still on a very good offensive line. Good luck getting him. Running back is gonna be very hard to come by this year. Again, you might have to pay more for this guy, way more, because why? Running backs this year is so hard. The running backs that came in aren't anything flashy. Go ahead, go get yourself Jonathan Brooks, but I don't think he's gonna be the main guy for multiple years. They'll probably end up getting another guy. I guarantee you it. So Michael Pittman, last year was the cheapest year. You could probably get him this year. I don't think it's going to happen. Everyone sees that he's a PPR machine. Richardson loves him. Even we saw Gardner Minshew throw to him a lot. I would expect Joe Flacco to do the same if it comes to that point. So Michael Pittman's probably going to be. I think last year he had the highest PPR receiver out of everyone. Let's just hope that transition into yards and touchdowns as well. Keep the PPR. Let's transition that to more yards and touchdowns, hopefully, for this team, because he catches everything. The guy, if it's within range, he's a big, long, lanky dude. Like he's out there like a gazelle, and he's just a powerhouse. So him and Drake London are kind of like one of my top 2 receivers that play that way. They're big, tall receivers that are lanky, and they don't go down easy. So if I could, if there was a dream of me having those 2 on the same team, and it didn't matter what team, with a decent quarterback, I would love to watch those games, man. Those would be some fun games to watch, with having Michael Pittman and Drake London on the same. Oh, dude. So yeah. Anyways, moving on, Mitchell should be a very good asset here with Josh Downs and Alex Pierce. That having those speedster guys there definitely offsets everything, changes the way the tempo, the pace of the offense, with especially with Jonathan Brooks back there. So I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited with what happens for this entire team in general. So as for Dynasty goes, good luck getting Michael Pittman or Jonathan Taylor or Anthony Richardson. You could probably get yourself Mitchell in the draft this year if you haven't done your draft already, or probably trade for something interesting, probably like a second or a third, depending on where he lies on your draft roster board. But I think you can probably still get him. I think Pierce is probably one of those guys who might be a sneaky guy to get. I do believe he's going to be the number 3 over Josh Downs still. There's a lot of trust there between him and Pierce and Downs. It depends on how well, they run their 4-set. They run a 4-set or triple threat on the left side or right side, depending on how, and have him on the individual side. He can do it. Or even Michael Pittman on the other side. I've seen them run those packages like that. So we'll see how they run. But they run some trips, so they have the ability to do this, especially how well and talented they are. So I think Pierce and Downs could be some guys that you get to see forth after. Off for a second, I think they're going to be this good. So because I know they just extended Michael Pittman for another 3 years, right? They just extended. I think he was the only one offensive wise, with Joe Flacco's on. So yeah. But let's move on to defense. They signed a lot of guys here. Re-signing Zaire Franklin for another 3 years. They added Julian Blockman for another year or so. Grove Stewart for another 3 years. And Kenny Moore for another 3 years. Like, it's just everyone's getting a 3-year extension for the next 3 years. These guys, and they're like the main focus. Like with Michael Pittman's addition, like they're the main focus of this defense and offense. So I'm excited to see what this line does. This line, both sides of the ball, really, Jesus. Both sides of the ball, this team has a very fantastic line. I love it. I absolutely love what they're doing. Kwity Paye with the addition of Latu, and then Forrest Buckner, and then Stewart. I think he's going to make some, good rounds. I think if Buckner's healthy, I don't think this team is going to be very easy to run by. Like, there is no way that you're going to get past these front seven. There's no way. I don't think that this team is going to be like so easy that you could run against them or even pass them. Kenny Moore, Jones, Cross, and Blockman, like, they're all good. I think this team, ran by Zaire Franklin and DeForest Buckner as their captains. It's like, dude, this is going to be a team that's going to be very scary on both sides of the ball, assuming that health doesn't affect them, of course. So as for IDP goes, I'm after Buckner, I'm after Stewart, I'm after Paye, I'm after Latu. That entire line. This line, I have more confidence in their offensive line, and I say top 5, top 10 for offensive line between that realm. This line right here for defense, 100%, I give a top 5 line and defense. 100%. It's going to be one of the scariest lines out there, and they're going to have some fun. They're going to have some fun. EJ Speed, Zaire Franklin, they're very good. Speed emerged out of nowhere. They took him out of the 19th draft and out of the 5th round, and he's stuck around. He's done his time, and now he's there. Now he's actually making a full impact. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for both these linebackers. They're very good. So I'm not phasing this team at all. Overall, it wouldn't surprise me if they do actually make playoffs this year. Last year they fell short to the Texans. It was a bummer. I get it. It sucks. But that's the way football goes. And especially if it's within division. So, again, pick any one of these guys on the line. Last year was the Eagles. Pick a guy. Just pick a guy. They're going to be on IDP all the time. They're going to make plays. They're going to have some time of. They're going to get their reps. I even think like last year it was even DeForest Buckner was kind of injured. I think he wasn't at full health. I know that he wasn't at full health. So that was the biggest main concern. But yet he played the most. So a healthy DeForest Buckner coming in this year, it's going to be nasty. I think Stewart should be getting more reps now. I do believe that they should probably have him more intervene into this defensive scheme, because I know he was gone for like almost near 6 weeks. I think it was like in the middle. I think it was like 7 through 13, I believe. So it's kind of hindered DeForest Buckner on a lot. So we'll see how they play out. But I do believe that Kwity Paye is going to step up big time this year. With Latu having, on the other side, I think that it's going to be a crazy madhouse there for the Colts. Sorry, blue colors got me mixed up. Sorry, I almost said Lions. Okay, moving on to the schedule. This one is kind of the most interesting to me, as for coming forward to what they can do, what they will do. This week one is going to be basically going to be the opening determination on how well this team's going to be. Because they have the Texans week one. Texans is week one. Start off with a division. Why the hell not? You're hosting them too. Do I believe that week one they could probably beat them? Yes. However, I think they'll go to Houston and week, was it 8? I think they'll lose to them. But I think you split with the Texans. I think that's what happens. Honestly, I think that's what happens. So I think week one you come in with 1-0. Green Bay, you have a potential to probably beat them as well. But the Bears, I think the Bears are still. I don't think the Bears are going to be hot fire right off the bat. Maybe they can be. We'll see. I mean, they could go 8-9 wins. The Bears. I don't know. But it's going to be early in the week. I think there's a potential where you guys beat them. But I think you lose to the. I think you lose to the Steelers here. Week 5, I think it's another win, and then Titans, you get another win. So really got like what 5 wins. So 5-1. Miami, you lose. Texans, you lose. Vikings, you probably win. So what? That's 6. Then you lose to the Bills. The Jets. The Jets is going to be interesting. The Jets are good. If healthy, they have a lot of talent there. For some reason, I think you're going to lose there. So I think 6 wins there. The Lions, it's another loss right there, probably. So 5, 6. Hold on. So Texans, Green Bay, Chicago, Jaguars, Titans, Vikings, New England on week 13, I think you have. And then you have a nice bye week here at 14. I like that bye week right there. Why? Because it's towards the back end of the season. By then you'll determine, okay, we got this season in the bag. Let's rest because we got Denver next week, so we don't even have to play all our starters because I think Denver's going to be horrible. So hot trash. You could probably go another win right there at 8. I think you sweep the Titans. That's 9. The Giants are still figuring everything out. That's 10. And then I think, and this is weird, I think the Jaguars figure it out by then. And let's just say you split with the Jags. That's 10 wins. That's enough to get into playoffs. That's enough. You get yourself in there, probably not. Obviously, you're not going to get the freaking bye week, but that's enough. It could be 10 wins. So, yeah, I'm kind of interested in what they see to do. All right, so, what's up, Zion? How are you, dude? So Zion, I haven't talked to. Well, I have talked to Brian. He should be available this week. He's been a busy guy. So, yeah. Let's see here. All right, let's go to our chart. Let's add it to our thing here. Do I even have it open? I don't have it open. Awesome. Wait, do I? No, I don't. Opening it up. All right, so 10 wins. Who said 9? Tua said 9. And Alex, I think he said 11 and 12. 11, 12 wins. So we will probably go put you at 11 and a half. So there you are. Okay. This is our chart. So far, kind of, sort of, still missing a whole division, but we're adding to it. All right. So, okay. Hopefully before I leave, I'd like to also get an IDP mock setup for Wednesday or for any day. You could probably do that Wednesday. You want to do that Wednesday night? Probably do that mock draft Wednesday night. I kind of want to do a mock draft on Wednesday night, so you could probably do something like that. All right, so let's get this rolling. So Tua said 8. Okay. So Tua has 8. Alex came in, says 12 to 11 wins, right? Whoops, sorry. I had another stream going. All right, hold on. So 8, 10, 11 and a half. Zion, you got anything about this team? So I say 10, 8, and then we'll go 11 and a half. And then we'll go 9. That's kind of in the middle. I could go 10. I could go because it averages out to like 9.8. So let's go. Let's round it up. Unless Zion tells us his record and then screws it all up. All right. Okay. Oop, crap. That's not what I want. Okay. We're going to give the Colts 10. There it is. Put that right there. And I think that puts us... Not too bad. Okay. All right. So if you're listening on Spotify, we have the Chicago at 9, Vikings at 5, Washington at 6, the Cardinals at 6.5, the Falcons at 10, the Saints at 8.5, the Chargers at 8.5, the Broncos at 4, the Raiders at 5, Titans at 5.5. I rounded up. It would have been 9.5, but we'll round up to 10. It was just too close. And then for the Colts, and then New England we have at 4, and then the Jets at 11. So, Zion comes in as so Zion says the Colts have a solid old line. Good, yeah. No, and I've been mentioned. Yeah, so I said earlier that they have probably the best line between probably top 5, top 10, somewhere around there. But the defensive line is definitely what I would assume top 10 or top 5 for sure. I think so. But he says, however, I think they have a 3rd best team in the division currently, but it's sneaky 7th. Really interesting. And he says he gives them a 9, maybe 10 wins. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. 9, 10 wins. Alex thinks he's 12 or 11. We'll see. But we have a 9 in there, so we'll average down to 10. I think that's more fair of the realm possibility. So, but yeah, Colts at 10. We'll see how the rest of the playoffs comes about. Once we get all these teams added up, we'll probably put it all in a playoff chart and see how well it does. We have the NFC here on the left and the AFC here on the right. We're still missing a division on the right. I get it. Don't worry. We'll add them. Still got to do the AFC North. Got to put them in there. So as the shows go along, we'll add them in. We'll put them in. And we'll make our playoff charts before the season even starts. Next, I have the Seahawks. I know I've been behind, but I'll get them done before the season ends, even if I do have to do more. If I have to crank out a crap ton towards the last end of the week before the season starts, usually I finish by then anyway, so it doesn't even matter. And we revisit some of these early teams anyway. So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Again, we'll do the Seahawks next. Before we do our Wednesday shenanigans here on the 19th. Wait, hold on. Today's the 19th tomorrow. So the 19th tomorrow. So definitely do the Seahawks before then. Might even squeeze in who do I got after that? The Bengals. Might even squeeze in the Bengals after that. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one, if not Wednesday night. So thanks for watching. Later, guys.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.